Hello, this is Shar from The Real Kitchen for Real People, and today we're going to feature cheesy scalloped potatoes. And this dish is one of my mom's specialties that she used to make on Sundays. So I'm going to make them today. We're going to cook together, you and we're going to make these cheesy scalloped potatoes in preparation of Mother's Day that's coming up. So this is in honor of my mother, Jewel, and we're going to attempt to make her cheesy scalloped potatoes, which everyone loves. Okay, first I have 6 golden potatoes, and I've peeled them. And I like to use the golden potatoes because they don't break down as fast, get mushy. So I'm going to slice these 6 real thin, and then I'm going to set them aside in this bowl of water. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll demonstrate how I'm going to do it. Just real thin slices, about like that. Just real thin. And this is one of the requested recipes that she always had when we had family gatherings. And so this is, you won't be disappointed, I guarantee you. So this is how the slices will look. See how thin that is? That's how thin they'll look. So I'm going to slice all 6 potatoes that way. Okay, here are my sliced potatoes. They're sliced real thin, as I said. And I'm going to slide them in this water and set them aside until I'm ready for them. So just put them in a bowl with water that covers them. It's probably about 2 cups. Okay. Yeah, see how that looks? It's covered. I'm going to put a little more water just to make sure I cover it. I want them covered. Okay, that should be good. So I'm going to set these aside, and then I'm going to get a small saucepan and melt 3 tablespoons of butter, and then I'm going to blend in 3 tablespoons of flour. So I'm going to set that aside. Okay, I'm going to melt my 3 tablespoons of butter on medium to low heat because I don't want my butter to burn. I just want it to melt. So you just take a fork and just kind of swirl it around in there. And what you're doing here is making a cheese sauce. And it's the same sauce that you would use when you're making homemade macaroni and cheese. But this time we're going to make cheesy scalloped potatoes. The way my mom made it. And this is so that you can prepare a special dish. This is one of our memorable dishes from my mom. And it just brings joy to your heart when you can make a recipe or make a dish that your mom made for you. And it's just a special moment in the kitchen. Because my mom was one of the best moms ever. She always went out of her way to make your day bright. And she always liked to do it by preparing you a special dish in the kitchen. So this is one of her favorite. Most of the grandkids loved it. That was, Mama, make us those cheese potatoes. So that's what she would do. You know what mamas do. Whatever the grandkids suggest, that's what she gonna try to do. And I had a cousin in California contacted me, and they said they had made these and they were wonderful. They made them for Easter, I believe, and they just was bragging on how wonderful those cheesy potatoes were. Okay, now you see how the butter has melted. Okay, now you want to stir in your 3 tablespoons of flour, and you stir it constantly so it won't get lumpy too fast. So you're gonna just stir it around real fast and get it all out of there. And we'll see how it looks here. Turn your fire down on medium low so it won't cook too fast. Okay. That's how you get ready for your cheese sauce. Okay, we're gonna turn this off. It's all melted like it should be. See how it looks? That's how it looks. And we're gonna turn this off and let it sit for 5 minutes. And then we're gonna add our milk. Okay, now you're gonna add your 1.5 cup of milk to your flour mixture. And you want to stir that up. Turn your fryer back on, medium low, and stir that until it's a creamy. I have to mash it a little bit where those flour lumps, to make sure you get the flour lumps out. I'm gonna get a whisk. That'll work better. Okay, whisk that up. That way it won't be lumpy. Let that cook. Okay, now we're going to add a half teaspoon of salt to the mixture. Mix it up real good. And just a little black pepper, or white pepper if you don't want to see the black specks in there. Stir that up. Okay, then you want to add 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Or you could just use whatever cheese is your favorite. But I'm going to try to stick with the recipe. And that's about 1.5 cups, she said. Probably about all of that of cheese. And of course you can use, like I said, use whatever cheese that you prefer. But I'm going to stick with what she has on her recipe. And just a reminder, I have a recipe from Real Kitchen for Real People online, and I'll leave the link below. And this recipe is in my family story cookbook, and it is a fantastic cookbook created by Shar, and also Studio 1180 is responsible for the layout of the book, which is really neat, and that's what you really got to see. Okay, as you can see, it's creamy, so you want to turn it off, turn your fire off, because it's at the consistency you need. And that's your cheese sauce. Okay. Turn your oven on 350. Preheat. Okay, now I'm going to drain my potatoes. Now spray your dish, your casserole dish, Pyrex dish. And then what we're going to do is put half of the potatoes in the bottom of the casserole dish. Just put half of the potatoes in there. Just spread them around. Okay. And then you're going to place half of your cheese sauce over these potatoes. And if your cheese sauce is a little thick, don't hesitate to add a little more milk to your sauce and just stir it up real good. So I'm going to add half of my cheese sauce in there over the potatoes. And then I'm going to repeat. I'm going to put the other potatoes on top of that. And some people I know have added like crushed bacon in there, you know, in between the layers, but I'm just going to do it just like hers. I'm going strictly by the recipe that she left me. And this is it. So you just put your, repeat your second layer and sprinkle the remaining. So what you're doing is actually putting the rest of your potatoes on here, looks like. Okay, and then you're going to put the rest of your cheese sauce on top of that. Put the rest of your cheese sauce on top of your potatoes. Make sure you get all that cheese sauce out of there. And if you have to put a little milk in here to clean that all the way out, your skillet, feel free to do so. Now I'm going to slice real thin about 1/4 of an onion on top. Until it's completely sliced and spread it out. Then you're going to just sprinkle about 1/4 cup of cheese, shredded cheese, your sharp or whatever you want on top. About 1/4 cup. You can put as much as that as you want, depending on how much cheese you like. And then you're going to just kind of sprinkle it a little bit with your paprika over the top. Okay, there we have it. Now we're going to put this in the oven at 50 degrees, and we're going to cook it for 1 hour uncovered. So we're going to cook this for 1 hour. Okay, I've taken my cheesy scalloped potatoes out of the oven. They cooked for 1 hour, and as you can see, they look delicious. And I've sprinkled a little parsley on the top. So just garnish a little parsley on the top to make it look pretty. And it is going to be delicious. I know. I'm going to plate it and taste it for you. Okay, I'm going to taste these. See what it tastes like. It looks good. And I'll get a big spoonful because they're still hot. But when you take them out, I'm just plated a few so I can see how they taste. If you need to add any more salt to your individual servings, you can. But until you serve it, you cover it, your casserole dish up. Cover this up with foil until you're ready to serve. I'm gonna taste this. Mmm, that is delicious. Brings back memories. Wow, that is awesome. So be sure to try this dish. You will not be sorry. Mmm. Mm-hmm.